I think I'm probably the only one that's gonna talk about gaming today. If anyone still excited about gaming, GameFi's, and comparing to meme coins, right? So introduce myself a bit. So my name is Jar. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Zentry. So Zentry, what we're building is basically building a gaming ecosystem that invests in games. Also, build a bunch of product as well, which is we call Radiant or GG, which is we call it a meta game platform. So basically, imagine, right? Like one day you normally walk around a coffee shops, right? And what happens if every glass of coffees that you actually drink actually give you an item in the games, right? And what if your friends that in the morning they get into Starbucks, they also get items from drinking a glass of coffees there as well. Or if they're playing Dotas or they're playing like League of Legends, all of these actions actually give you something back that is an item in our games, right? We call it Zentry in our Zentry universe, right? So let's talk about what we're gonna get into today, right? So in the past 20 years, we have been seeing a lot of changes in the gaming industries as well, in the software industries, in the blockchain industries. But one thing that is concluded is that gamification's gonna eat those, right? If you see in every application in consumer apps, most of them have a lot of gaming-like elements, and those elements is probably one of the biggest and largest ways to actually retain users. So why gamification is such a huge thing in consumer apps, right? It's because it actually built from game theories that making sure users gonna feel excited. Users gonna keep coming back to your games or your applications. This works in games. This works in softwares. This works in decks. This works in any other blockchain applications as well. That's why you're taking, for example, like Blur or any NFT tradings or even on Injective itself as well, right? You're gonna see a lot of gamifications elements implemented in those softwares as well. So this is the way that in the futures, right? That all the consumer apps, all the games will be implemented more and more gamifications, that it actually just go beyond gamifications, right? It almost turn into a game itself. And that is basically the concept of what we do. We basically turn everything into a game and making sure that users, when they come to our Zentry universe, they will stick here and play around with what we call play economies. So play economies is a concept that we implemented in our Zentry universe. We call it a $1 trillion opportunities, right? So you can imagine that you can actually gamify everything in your daily life. It could be retails, games, wellness, fitness, which are already happening. As you can see, if anyone goes to fitness using Fitbits or the fitness apps in the iOS, right? All of this is also part of the gamification element. Educations. Duolingo's one of the biggest gamification app that everyone probably knows about, right? And it works so well. It's not just because people love learning language, but people just want to log in to earn the daily strikes and making sure that they get logged in every day, and then those gamification elements that actually drive the engagement and actually retain the users. Food, beverage, every time you usually go to restaurants, every time you go to eat something, those membership cards, those points is always implemented in those restaurants to make sure that you actually want to come back to your to eat that restaurant again, right? So everything combined, we call it the play economies, and basically Zentry itself built an SDK and that used to implement in all of this referring items, right? And with that, it's basically when you play anything, included here is the same that you also play on a Zentry economies as well, right? So let's say you're using DeFi protocols on Injective, right? Instead of you just getting Injective points or that DeFi protocols point, you're gonna earn some items from our Zentry universe as well, which these items you can use it to trade with other people's in our different protocols, different stuff that different behaviors as well. So imagine using a DeFi protocols, you get an items called item A's, right? And then if your friends play on a game, you're also going to get item called a get item B, right? And to actually craft something that, let's say, to exchange for injective tokens, right? You need to basically use those items together. So what happens here is that we are creating a whole new economy on top of every single thing that you usually do. Could be DeFi, blockchain, your, like your first glass of coffee in the Starbucks, or your daily gaming life as well, right? With that, everything we build, everything you do is going to be gamified, and we're creating a whole marketplace on top of that for people to trade those items between each others. This way, you're going to start encourage your friends to do something that they love, and your friends going to encourage you to do something that you love, but more, right? So usually, if you normally drink a glass of coffee, like not every day, let's say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right? But what if we kind of like use that gamification elements to actually let you drink, or let you try to encourage you to drink more coffees, right? This way, you get more items from us, and you also enjoy your coffees as well, right? So that is the concept of Zentry. Oops. Okay. So the whole concept here we call the world's largest shared adventures. So every players that using any protocols, any going to your favorite restaurant, your favorite coffee shops, or your favorite like department stores, right? Everyone is playing in the same world called like our world largest adventures. So with this, we use basically Web3 and blockchains to be the layers that build on top of other stuff that I just mentioned before. And that with tokenizations, we can basically create a world that like all of those elements is interconnected in a way, right? So usually, if your friends love playing games, and some of your friends love drinking coffees, these two groups of users never like interchange anything together, right? But there are huge opportunities that with cross collaborations, cross promotions in today's world. For examples, HoYoverse, right? One of the biggest and largest gaming studios. They keep partnering up with like KFCs or like Pizza Huts, and those users are come to play the games, or just want to buy pizzas to get those items in the games, right? This is an examples that show how gamifications or cross collaborations is so effective to actually cross promote between users, and you can basically scale those group of users into like different stuff as well. Right. So this is more like a visual that showing what we are building, right? So as you can see below, you have like all the social gamification, finance, real world events, even like injective events today. Let's say you come to the injective events, you also get like a rare item from us, which could be an NFTs, and those items, right, is limited. Let's say we only have like 200 of them. Those items will be used to craft something out in our universe, but in the same time, you might also need to use like injective other protocol, other product as well, right? So those gamifications will bring more users to the ecosystem, and also cross promote between those group of users as well. And with that, we have multiple products that are already being built that connected with our SDK to actually show how the gamification works, right? So just the concept is pretty simple. We call this a real-life MMORPG, right? So imagine this, right? Like to actually, get a new badge, craft a new items, level up to get a token rewards, you basically need to do a bunch of stuff here. Let's say, start with get 100 headshot environment, and then, the second one is that like, consecutive, like get like 30 days daily login into your gym memberships, or get a 10 kill strikes in your favorite games, right? Or even like gamify on the X as well, on the social fi. And once you accomplish those items, all your friends actually help you to do it, right? You're able to level up and get more items and get tokens as a reward as well. And with everything together here, it creates a whole new economies that combine like $1 trillion, right? This makes sure that players will be keeping engaged, love to do what they're doing, and do more on what they love as well. So to keep it short, Zentry itself have four products right now that build on the same SDK. For the past 12 months, we did 40 million in revenues. We have 140 mils in our treasuries. We already gave out like 20 mil in rewards to our token holders and our players as well. We also have like more than 700,000 users in our residence right now, plus more than 30 partners. This including games, business, travel business, and fitness and stuff as well. So we are growing fast, and we are probably one of the first altcoins that get traded in Injective ecosystem, like a year, 2 years ago actually, as well. So yeah, just gonna showcase some examples here. The first one is Radiant.gg, which is a gaming focus gaming app that basically every single games that you play, you're also able to earn some reward from us as well. Nexus is that you gamify those experience. So whenever you post about Zentries or Injective or anything that related to our Zentry economy or system, you also earn some items, some rewards, some points out from our Zentry universe as well. Vault is basically the staking games that basically you can just stake our Zentry tokens and then earn rewards that is accumulated from our investments or accumulated from our partners as well. And the last one is Maxon, is our game studios. For the past 12 months, we did 15 million revenues just from a single games. So in Togethers, we kind of like gamify all of those experience Togethers and making sure that like Zentry economies actually keep growing. All right, that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.